Hi everyone. This is actually something that I want to talk to you all about. When I was growing up, my life was like living hell in my book socially. When I was about like 3 years old, I was diagnosed with autism, and since then I had trouble socializing with other people. I had trouble like focusing and getting my act together. And most of all, I was picked on by others throughout when I was growing up. For me, one of the things that always gets me down is knowing on how like I have to work harder and harder just to get where I am right now. The things that happened to you in the past can really affect you in the present. And like even today I feel like as though it's like I'm empty inside because it just makes me upset on how like my family and like myself is not rich, and we're going through hard times, and we're even like going through the point where everything that we are having problems with is medicals. Like, not to get into too depth in it, but that's where like I feel depressed all of a sudden. But to go back to my life when I was little, I grew up with like other friends that I grown attached to, and they helped me like go through the hardship of life. And since then, I've gone through physical, speech, mental, and other forms of therapies that makes me who I am today. One of the things that really took a turn for my life was during 5th and 6th grade, which believe it or not, it was my favorite moment in my life in childhood. I will show you in a second of what I mean, but let's just say this is something I do every day that keeps my mind up straight and high. It's what motivates me to work harder and to always put myself into other people's shoes. It's what makes me feel like an actual human being when it comes from doing the stuff I love. It's like when every time I feel envious or jealous or upset or depressed, I do this one thing, and that always makes me feel better. And no matter what, I will never let that go in my life. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me. I've been running for the past 7 years, and this has been one of my greatest accomplishments ever since when I was a kid. When I was in 5th grade, I decided to actually do something different and run. And I'm not a fast runner or like one of the most best, like the fastest or like the strongest runner, but this was one of the things that made me feel better. It encouraged me to like work harder into doing the stuff that I want to do. When I was in 5th grade, when I first started to run, my first mileage stone was running 200 miles. Now, that's a lot when it comes from like a kid standard, alright? And that's a whole lot. And since then, I've been running almost every day in my life. My biggest turning point, though, was my last year when I was a child, and that was when I was 12 years old during 6th grade in Ironwood Elementary School, where I ran 423 miles. This was the school record that I broken. The original record was 300 miles. and I just demolished it by running over 123 miles above that limit. Still in the present today, that record still hasn't been broken. And today marks as if the 7th year anniversary since my running legacy. All these trophies represent my accomplishment when I was in elementary school. This thing right here that you see, that's what I call the mileage bangle. Over in the bangles of like tokens, each token represents 5 miles each. 5 miles. And the bonus tokens are the ones I earned as a badge for accomplishing a certain mileage stone when I was running. And this is still one of the things I wear every day, no matter what. Because that's what makes me who I am. My advice to you is this. No matter how bad things get, I don't want to encourage you to run away from your problems. Instead, run towards your problems and face them. Run towards your goal that you want to do something. Run towards everything that is hurting you and do whatever you can to surpass it. Because there's going to be a clearing of the storm. I'm telling you this. If I can do this, so can you. Live up to your dreams. Don't focus on others, whether you are envy or like jealous or even like depressed about your own lifestyle. Keep going. Make a difference of your own. Shut out everything that hurts you. And move on to something new and beautiful. Achieve what you want to do. And I can guarantee you one thing. You'll live a fantastic life. That's my life story. Ben Garza.